these houses basically ground to zero. So, I mean, it's really devastating.
Families in Orange County are trying to pick up the pieces this morning after a wildfire devastated their community. Thanks for joining us here at 6 a.m. everyone on this Friday. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Netta Rampur. And evacuation orders are still in effect right now for those residents in the Laguna Niguel area. Meantime, firefighters, they are making progress on what's called the coastal fire. So it's holding at 200 acres. It has not grown in size, which is the great news. And then at last check, now 15% contained, at least 20 homes destroyed, 11 of them damaged. We talked to one woman who says she lost everything, but firefighters were able to save one important photo.
We were able not to get in to salvage anything from our house. My husband just brought me this photo of our wedding for 4 years ago, and it just made my heart I'm in such tears right now that we're able to salvage this photo.
And a beautiful photo that was, of course, important memories, but look how much was lost for so many. Crews from San Diego are helping with this fire right now. However, CAL FIRE here locally saying its crews are staffed and ready to respond to anything should a fire happen here.
This morning, inflation is a big issue, and it's impacting a lot of San Diegans. Today, Governor Gavin Newsom is expected to release an updated state budget proposal, and it includes a plan to address these rising gas prices. CBS 8's Ariana Cohen working for you live in Kearney Mesa here with more. Good morning.
Good morning, Eric. Yes, a big part of his budget plan is the gas rebate. You could see prices are over $6 here at ARCO. And included in that plan is $18 billion. This is to help Californians with rising costs tied to inflation. Registered car owners will get $400 to help with rising gas prices. Economists say this comes at a time when inflation is at its highest we've seen since the early 80s, and the economy is still trying to adjust since the pandemic hit.
The pandemic basically disrupted the entire economy. Supply chain was disrupted. That created a shortage in the labor market as well. And because of that, the economy is still trying to adjust. And there's a lot of shortages. And when there's shortages, then prices rise. And then on top of that, you have the conflict in Ukraine. That has disrupted then two sectors.
Now almost $12 billion of that is dedicated to his gas tax rebate. Again, his plan is still to give out $400 to pre-registered vehicle owners. We're also learning today that it will not go out until at least September. But some of the spending is new, like almost $3 billion to help with rental assistance and more to help with past due utility bills. There's also $1 billion dedicated to giving money to hospital and nursing home staff who have been on the front lines during the pandemic. And $157 million to waive the cost of child care for low-income families. The governor has already announced a spending package to help protect and expand abortion rights in the state. And we also expect a lot of money to be dedicated to solving the housing and homeless crisis. Now, some people are supporting this plan while some are against it. GOP State Assemblyman Kevin Kiley says this is the best way to give people targeted relief, while Senate President Pro Tem Toni Atkins shared her disapproval, saying Californians should get more than just a one-size-fits-all that benefits millionaires. Now, the legislature has until June 15th to get this budget out. Reporting live from Kearney Mesa, I'm Ariana Cohen for CBS 8.
Ariana, thank you so much for that. And now another big development for Californians this morning. The state's minimum wage set to go up to $15.50 per hour. That'll start in January. And this is due to a state law that requires an accelerated increase when inflation goes over 7%. And as we've been reporting this week, the Consumer Price Index still historically high at 8.3%. It has now leveled off compared to the past 2 months, but this means families are spending $450 more per month than you were spending 1 year ago. This is the first time rising inflation has triggered this minimum wage provision. And now this morning, Escondido police are looking for the person who stabbed a teenage boy outside of a middle school. This was yesterday afternoon near Mission Middle School. It forced the campus into a brief lockdown. The teen who was hurt is expected to be okay, and police are only saying the suspect is young, was wearing black clothes, and ran away after the attack.
A court hearing will be held today as several Republican states try to stop the White House from lifting Title 42. That's the Trump-era policy that expels migrants at the border due to COVID concerns. The Biden administration wants to end it, saying it denies asylum seekers their rights. But the 21 states that are suing say lifting the order will trigger an even bigger surge at the border. Right now, the policy is set to end on May 23rd. Right now, Ukraine is holding its first war crimes trial since Russia's invasion began. A Russian soldier is accused of killing an unarmed Ukrainian civilian. Meantime, a bill that would provide $40 billion in aid to Ukraine is actually delayed. Republican Senator Rand Paul was the lone holdout, stalling Senate approval until Monday. He wants the legislation to require an inspector general to oversee spending on Ukraine.
And let's turn now to this today. Cruisin Grand rolling through the heart of Escondido. Look at this. It's not just the cars that are the stars. CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol joining us live in Escondido now. Dana Marie, ooh, that is a sweet ride. Look at you. Good morning.
Thank you, guys. This is just so much fun. I'm here in a 1973 Porsche 911. It's very fancy. It's also not a manual. It's not an automatic car. It's a manual. So I'm not going to say I could drive this car, but let me tell you, this is just so much fun. Look around us. So many different vehicles to be celebrating here at Cruisin Grand. I have Dave-O. Dave-O, what an amazing vehicle. 1929 Ford. Tell us about this, and also tell us about this theme that's happening this weekend for Cruisin Grand.
Well, this weekend is our 75th Golden Reunion Picnic weekend. And Cruisin Grand today starts off the celebrations of all the activities. Alumni will be coming in and bringing their hot rods and classics and parking on South Broadway, starting probably around 3 o'clock this afternoon.
I know you have so much passion for your car. Everyone I talk to just absolutely loves restoring it, making it to something that, you know, a little bit of their own, a taste of kind of, it's just so much fun to see the passion that all of you have. Now, someone else I'm going to speak to, thank you, Dave-O, is Randy over here. He is matching his beautiful car, lime green. You got the same color shirt on. What are we looking at here?
It's a 1970 AMX. They made AMX from 68 to 70. They only made 19,134 total.
Wow.
It's a two-seater. AMC tried to compete with the Corvette, so they built this car.
Well, it's a gorgeous one. I'm going to give you a couple of information. It starts at 4 o'clock today, every Friday until the end of September. Cruisin Grand is a great tradition, 22-year-long tradition here. Come down, enjoy. There's live music. Come eat at the restaurants. Meet all of these incredible men and women with these classic cars from 1973 and before. So that's a key detail. Nothing after 1974 can be here. So this is just a really great event. Excited for this.
Yeah, it looks like that AMX has some nice speakers in there bumping down the road there. I like that. I like the color, too.
I know that.
Yeah, they like your speakers.
Yeah, the candy apple green in there. Looking good.
Yeah, they'll see you coming, right? Yeah.
Thanks, Dana Marie.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're all polished up. They look good here this morning. A lot of love goes into those cars.
1974. So I got 30 years before I can enter my car.
Before you have a classic.
Exactly, right? Before it's considered a classic. Okay, 6:09. Good morning to you. This is a live look outside. Coronado looking beautiful. Blue sunny skies out there. The sunrise came just about 15 minutes ago, and we're moving toward another day of heat. The heat wave that we have that began yesterday will peak tomorrow. So we're in that in-between phase right now where we just keep the warm up going. We've got widespread 70s along the coast, upper 70s at that. Inland, we're going to be in the upper 80s, and across your mountains, upper 70s as well. So it'll be a warm one across all 4 microclimates. The deserts should return to the triple digits once again. So tomorrow we'll hit our peak, 82 along the coastline. That's going to be a warm one because we've got a lot of 90s inland for tomorrow afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, warm and breezy into your Sunday. Temperatures start to decline as that ridge moves off to the east. Walking out the door right now, you're mostly in the 40s and 50s. 48 in Poway right now, 56 in Carlsbad, and 54 in San Diego. 24-hour temperature change shows that it is warmer across the board right now than 24 hours ago, but yesterday morning was a really cold one, so it's not all that much warmer, mainly single-digit changes out there. Good idea to still have the jacket with you before it warms up dramatically into the afternoon. And let's take a look at what's going on as far as traffic goes. It's 6:10 right now on the clock. We want to take you to one crash that just popped up in the downtown area. So we're taking you to the 5. This one one is just close to the Coronado Bridge. Entry ramp onto the 15 from the 5 southbound is where we see this trouble. Not seeing any major backups right now. Light volume still on the roads, but again, they are going to want to get this taken care of pretty quickly. CHP just got on scene. If they wait too long, we could start to see some congestion across the entry ramp onto the 75. That's the Coronado Bridge there. So if we see any trouble there, we'll let you know, but we do know that typically around now in the 6 o'clock hour is when we see plenty of volume pick up naturally across the Coronado Bridge. So if this crash stays on that entry ramp, we could start to see some trouble. Back to you.